We'll call the meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. We're overcome with visitors today. You can see a crowd is here. That may be good news or bad news, depending how we decide. Committee of Adjustment meeting for January the 8th, 2025 will now come to order. And I notice all those in attendance. This meeting will be live streamed on YouTube and recording. Please note that the recording will be linked to the municipal website following the meeting. Our committee today consists of Mr. Barry Boyce, who is Councillor for Ward 5, Adam Meyer, who is Secretary Treasurer for the Committee of Adjustment, Jeff Isles, Deputy Secretary Treasurer, myself, Don Popple, I'm your chair, and Jerry Walker. Oh, I missed you on the first part, and I missed Chris Bishop too. So we've got everybody here, and it's a public hearing to consider 3 applications for a minor variance to municipality zoning bylaw. It's this committee's responsibility to consider all the information received to date regarding the requested variances, to hear and consider any comments or questions provided by these applications. Any variances granted by the committee must meet 4 tests, which are very clearly designed in the Planning Act. Requested variance must be minor in nature, desirable for the property development of the land, comply with the general intent of the official plan, and comply with the general intent of the zoning bylaw. Please note, if anyone wishes to be notified of the decision, please make a request in writing to the municipality. Does any committee member wish to declare a conflict of interest for any of these applications today? That being recorded as no. Any oral or written submissions received in advance of the meeting will be verbally read aloud at the time the application is considered. All persons who have pre-registered will have the opportunity to present or ask questions about the proposals. Please direct all your questions to the comments to the chair. Please state your name and relation to the application prior to speaking. So we have some business we have to set up before we deal with the first application. First is I need a mover and a seconder to adopt the minutes from December the 11th, 2024. Chris Bishop. Gerald Walker. It's moved and seconded that the minutes for the Committee of Adjustment meeting on December 11, 2024 be adopted as presented. And that is carried. So the other we need a mover and a seconder for the resolution that says that being resolved that Adam Meyer be appointed Secretary Treasurer and that Jeff Isles be appointed the Deputy Secretary Treasurer for the Dysart Committee of Adjustment for the term beginning January 2025. Need a mover? Barry Boyce. Gerald Walker. So moved by Barry Boyce, except second by Gerald Walker, that Adam Meyer be appointed Secretary Treasurer and Jeff Isles be appointed the Deputy Secretary Treasurer for the Dysart Committee of Adjustment for the term committee January 2025. Indication is that his application is carried. Okay, so we'll just move on to number 1. Here on two. Oh, you need 2 of these signed, eh?
Oh, yeah, that's the first application.
Well, this is application number 1. Ted and Shirley Rule. So obviously they're not back from Florida, but.
You're on two.
Hmm?
Hi, Ted and
Oh, they're
Shirley.
here.
Can you unmute your mic?
Okay. Can you hear us now?
We can hear you. Are you able, sorry, to turn on your camera as well, please? Thank you.
How do you turn on the camera here? I'm glad I got a techie here to wait.
No, I'm not, I don't know.
Are they hooked in?
Yeah, we're trying here.
Back to Florida. Pardon?
I'm clicking on video, but nothing's showing up here.
Sorry?
Well, why doesn't she just give us a quick synopsis of what she wants to do and we'll carry on from there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. We got lots of time. I know you're tired. You just got back from Florida, so.
Not just
Well,
back, we're still down here.
We're still here.
Oh, you're still down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still down here.
You don't want to be here today. It's about -18.
It's
Oh
not all
my-
that warm here either. We're about 65 degrees. I know I'm suffering, right? We can't figure this out.
Hi, Ted. Is the cover on your camera?
No,
No,
no, we took it
We
off.
took it off.
There's a red light on it though, so.
So what we're being asked for is a variance to provision section 5.2 to permit 3 accessory buildings, brackets, plus 1-story building less than 10 square meters in area, as opposed to permitted maximum of 2 brackets plus 1-story building less than 10 square meters in area. So
Okay.
want to give us a quick synopsis of why you want to go there and how you want to get there?
Well, I want to make sure that you've got it right, first of all. It's, we have right now a permanent structure, which is our home. And we have a garage and we have a storage building and we want, it's another building we're putting on there. It's
A bunkie.
it's a bunkie.
Are you connected or?
Questions, yeah?
I'm not sure that's what was reflected in the description.
Yes, and I can answer that, and that is reflected in the requested.
Oh, I'm
variance.
sorry. Okay, I just
So it talks about 3 accessory buildings, which.
3
does
accessory
include the
buildings.
dwelling.
No, you're right. Okay. All right. Well, what we've got actually is unfortunately a proliferation of rules. We have 4 kids and 8 grandkids. And they have all grown up now and they're adding on to them their families as well. And we get together 4 or 5 times a year and sleeping under the pool table on a mattress doesn't work anymore. And what we're attempting to do is put in a small bunkie, which will accommodate 5 or 6 people during the short periods of time we need it.
Do you have any questions on that?
Ted,
Yep.
only question I have, you've read the conditions that that the staff has put forward for you and you're okay with those?
Oh geez, I don't recall reading them. Is there anything? I'm sorry.
Did we receive something?
Adam's going to speak to it.
So through you, Chair, notice of the minor variance was circulated as required by regulation on December 24th, 2024. No oral or written comments were received. Now, should the committee decide to grant the requested variance, the following conditions would be appropriate. Condition number 1, this variance applies to a private cabin, private garage, Quonset hut, as shown generally on the property sketch dated November 5th, 2024 and attached to the decision. Any encroachment beyond the variance granted herein will require a further application for a minor variance. Condition number 2, County of Haliburton Shoreline Tree Preservation Bylaw 3505 applies. The injuring or destruction of trees within 30 meters of the high water mark is not permitted. The exemptions noted in section 3 of Bylaw 3505 apply. Condition number 3, during construction, proper site preparation and construction methods are to be used to prevent sedimentation of the adjacent lake. Sediment fencing is to be installed down gradient from the construction site. The site is to be properly stabilized immediately following construction to prevent erosion and sedimentation. Condition number 4, prior to the pouring of footings, the hot tub is to be removed or moved into compliance with the zoning bylaw.
The hot tub,
Hot tub?
our hot tub on our house?
So through you, Chair, the hot tub located on or in your deck there by the lake. it's
Yeah.
Have a water setback of 20 meters,
So we have to remove it.
or bring it back to the 20-meter mark.
Oh, my God. Hmm,
Oh, okay.
okay.
You okay with that?
Well, I guess if we have to, we have to. It's gonna be an expensive proposition. It's been there for,
Well, the setback, the setback is 20 meters, so,
yeah,
um,
okay.
somehow.
Well,
it's not-
yeah,
it's
if
not
we
too
have to
bad
do it,
more.
if we have to do it, we'll do it. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Joe,
With that being said, I'll move that we grant the variance as proposed.
I'll second it, Don, if that's. Okay,
okay, it's moved by Gerald Walker and second by Barry Moise, variance to provisions of section 5.2 to permit 3 accessory buildings, brackets plus 1-story building less than 10 square meters in the area, as opposed to permitted maximum of 2 plus 1-story building less than 10 square meters in the area. Granted? That's carried.
Thank you.
You're good to go.
All right, thank you very
Wonderful.
much.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Have a great day. Enjoy the cold.
Enjoy the weather down there.
We will.
Thanks.
We'll
Thanks.
send you a couple of icebergs.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Have a
Take
great
care.
day. Thank
Keep
you.
warm, keep warm. Bye-bye.
Okay. Steve David is requesting a variance to permit a seasonal dwelling to have a water setback of 18.8 meters or 62 feet as opposed to required of 20 meters or 66 feet. So 4 feet, but this gentleman did get a permit back at that before he built the building, so I would say that it's close enough to. Anybody have any
Come
comments?
forward there.
What?
Live. On the-
Where,
On
this
the Zoom.
gentleman, is he on up there? Oh, okay.
Steve, can you unmute your mic and show your video?
Where is he?
Sorry about that.
No.
Okay.
Maybe you could just give us your side of the story with respect to this and we'll carry on from that.
Yeah, we purchased the cottage in 2016. The cottage was actually built in the 80s, in the late 80s. So we had nothing to do with the original building permit. It's always been situated where the building is. And I was asked to do the measurements in order to apply for the short-term rental license. So when I did it, that's when it came up that we were 3 or 4 feet too close to the water.
Well, I would say that since the building permit was in force, that probably the guy didn't have a tape measure.
I guess so.
So if we're not going to make you tear your building down, so
Yeah, I figured.
someone move it where we're going on this.
I guess we'll get Adam maybe to read those conditions also. Have you looked at the conditions there?
Yeah, we
yourself, Steve, or
Are there any
not?
conditions involved? Read them off.
Anyway, Adam will read them to you.
Make
again.
sure you can comply with that.
Through you, Chair. Notice of the minor variance was circulated as required by regulation on December 24th, 2024. No oral or written comments were received. Should the committee decide to grant the requested variance, the following conditions would be appropriate. Condition number one, this variance applies to a seasonal dwelling as shown generally on the property sketch dated December 9th, 2024, and attached to the decision. Any encroachment beyond the variance granted herein will require a further application for a minor variance. Condition number two, the County of Haliburton Shoreline Tree Preservation Bylaw 3505 applies. The injuring or destruction of trees within 30 meters of the high water mark is not permitted. The exemptions noted in section 3 of bylaw 3505 apply. Furthermore, additional native shoreline planting is encouraged to screen the buildings, naturalize the shoreline, and address environmental concerns. Condition number three, prior to obtaining a short-term rental license or May 1st, 2025, whichever occurs first, the boat rack structure shall be removed or brought into compliance with the zoning bylaw.
You okay, you okay with all that?
Yeah, I should be able to do the boat rack thing before May 1st. Yeah.
Or, no?
Yeah, and if I may, through your chair, Steve, so as per the bylaw, it's considered a structure, but if you remove the roof from it,
Yeah.
keep the rack there and keep your toys there, but just
Yep.
need to remove the roof.
Yeah, that can be done.
Okay, we have a mover,
I'll move or,
Yep.
yeah,
seconder,
I'll second.
moved by Barry Boyce and seconded by Chris Bishop. That section 5.2 permit a seasonal dwelling to have a minimum water setback of 18.8 meters or 62 feet, as opposed to the required minimum of 20 meters or 66 feet is granted. Carried? So carried. You live with all that and we can live with it too.
Okay, thanks very much.
Lands of Common Ventures. Well, this is David Barnett, she there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Would you care to give us a quick synopsis on your requests, and we maybe have some questions, or we may not have questions, but if you
Sure,
start it off,
absolutely.
we'll go on from there.
Good morning, members of committee and staff. I'm actually representing the property owner of 1524 Breckles Drive. I did submit a short presentation, which was, I believe Adam made that part of the doing. We do have staff support and the
Some reason we've cut you off, we'll be right with you.
Hi, Ava, your internet seems to have cut out there. We didn't catch that.
Okay, I'll be brief just in case this happens again. I'm representing the owner of 1524 Breckles, and we're seeking a variance for an additional about 3 feet in height for a seasonal dwelling. I can go through a short presentation, but I was also made part of your notes there. We do have staff support and neighbor approval, so I can also just answer questions if we want to keep it brief.
Yeah, I don't think we have any issues with it, as long as you can meet the conditions that have been recommended. We don't seem to have an issue with that.
Go ahead.
So through you, Chair, notice of the minor variance was circulated as required by regulation on December 24th, 2024. No oral or written comments were received. Should the committee decide to grant the requested variance, the following conditions would be appropriate. Condition number one, this variance applies to a seasonal dwelling as shown generally on the property sketch dated November 15th, 2024 and attached to the decision. Any encroachment beyond the variance granted herein will require a further application for a minor variance. Condition number two, the County of Haliburton Shoreline Tree Preservation Bylaw 3505 applies. The injuring or destruction of trees within 30 meters of the high water mark is not permitted. The exemptions noted in section 3 of bylaw 3505 apply. Condition number 3, during construction, proper site preparation and construction methods are to be used to prevent sedimentation of the adjacent lake. Sediment fencing is to be installed down gradient from the construction site. Site is to be properly stabilized immediately following construction to prevent erosion and sedimentation. Condition number 4, the applicant shall implement and or maintain a 3-meter vegetation buffer along the interior side lot lines.
You okay with that? Ava,
Yes, that's all
Okay.
reasonable.
Gerald,
Move that we go ahead with or grant the variance as applied for.
I'll second that.
moved by Gerald Walker and seconded by Chris Bishop, that variance to section 5.2 to permit a seasonal dwelling to have a maximum structure height of 10.5 meters or 34.5 feet, as opposed to permitted 9.5 meters or 31.2 feet is granted. Carried? That is carried. You're good to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
This is the easy part of the meeting. I need a mover and a seconder to move to declare the meeting adjourned.
I'll move it.
Moved by Chris Bishop, seconded by Gerald Walker. The meeting be now adjourned at 11:22 a.m.